Dana and I are going on a date.
Yay.
We just dropped the kids off at a friend's house, so they're gonna watch them for the afternoon. And Dana and I are in downtown Cincinnati right now. We're going on a tour of Cincinnati to learn more about its history. So if we brought our kids with us, it'd be a homeschooling trip, but since they're not with us, it's just gonna be us learning about the history and the background and the story behind Cincinnati. So we've lived here for several years, and I think I know a little bit of the story, but not really the whole story. So it'd be cool to find out a little bit more what's going on in this city. So we're not allowed to do any video on the tour, so we will have to bring you up to speed. But right now we're under the ground in a big, cool, like place where they used to store beer for Cincinnati. That's the hole we just came out of right there, all the way down there underground. Tour's over. Sorry we couldn't show you much or anything really of it. We weren't allowed to do video. But now we're having lunch together.
It smells so good and it sounds so good.
Yeah, this is where the tour ended, was right here. And I guess this place was like a year ago, had no roof on it. They said it was like a rundown old building, and it was bought, and obviously there's a roof on it now. And it's all fixed up in this nice little place. So we are gonna have some lunch together, and then we can show you guys some pictures of our tour if you want that. We got our kids back. Yay! Missed you guys. You guys have fun at your friend's house? So what did you guys do at your friend's house? What did you guys do while we were gone?
Pirate Jake, and then we watched Pirate Jake.
You watched Pirate Jake?
On their computer.
On their computer? Oh, that's cool.
And we make money. We played Puppy Dog at the very end.
We told you guys that I got my wisdom tooth out a couple days ago, and now I'm back at the dentist to go get something checked out on it. And Hannah and Zeke came with me. Yay! Picking our noses! So they're gonna come and hang out at the dentist office and hoping to get a cookie afterwards. We'll see.
Oh, or a toy if they don't have those out.
Yeah, you only get toys when you're a patient, though. You're not a patient. Mom is the patient. And I don't get toys because I'm an adult. That's boring.
If for patients.
When you come and get your teeth brushed, your teeth cleaned. Hannah and Zeke are fun in here, listening to all the different sounds in the office and everything. Do you like being at the dentist? You showing your sharp teeth?
I have sharp teeth. Mom, I like sharp teeth. Dad lets me get one of each.
Oh, well, you know what? I saw the basket where the cookies usually are, and there weren't any cookies in there.
They might be the chest.
Yeah, but I don't think you get those. Do you want to be a dentist one day?
No.
Zeke, do you want to be a dentist? And come work on my teeth? Here, someone come check my mouth.
That's too bad.
They look bad. Oh, cool.
Well, good evening, guys. The kids are in bed now, and Dan and I are just relaxing. I'm all showered, I mowed the lawn, and I am having one of my favorite evening snacks, which is apple peanut butter and raisins all mixed up together. It's delicious. How many of you guys, when you're watching YouTube, usually munching on something, like just kind of snacking, like while you're watching your videos, catching up with your subscriptions? I think it's probably one of the best ways to watch YouTube. So if you are, kudos to you. But I'm sitting here reading through a bunch of your comments from our last vlog. And there's some homeschool questions in here that Dana and I are going to help answer for you guys real quick. So Sarah Queen, or Queen Sarah, how old are your kids and what grade are they supposed to be in if they go to public school? Would you say that they are ahead with their schooling? They would be in both pretty much in kindergarten, right?
Well,
Hannah's going in the first grade.
Hannah's 5. She'll be 6 for fall. So she could either start kindergarten this fall if she went to public school, or if we had put her in kindergarten public school, she would be going into first grade. And we are going to have her ready for first grade by the fall.
Yeah, and Zeke's not quite where Hannah is, but understands a lot of the concepts, I think.
Yeah,
so.
Zeke is almost done with kindergarten.
Yeah, and he's 4, so he's definitely ahead. Hannah is either ahead to on par, depending on if we would have put her in or held her back another year. Freckle Finance asked, so the kids only work for a few hours in the morning. I've never known anyone who was homeschooled or homeschool, so I find that interesting. Yeah, usually right now it's pretty quick, like an hour, hour and a half-ish or so. And we've kind of covered everything that they need to do. I was homeschooled my entire life, and even in junior high and high school, it was kind of like work, do school for like most of the morning, maybe up until lunch, and then sometimes after lunch we'd have a little bit like here and there to do, usually like group fun activities we do with our family, but most of the school was done by lunchtime. And I think it is, and you would know better than me since you went to public school, but I did go to public school for like a few days, like for a week during their open house, just to hang out with friends and stuff, and it seemed like a big waste of time. Like the actual amount of work that they did in school seemed to me like it was maybe what I would do in an hour at home or something.
And then you had a lot of work to do at home.
So I was like, there's really not a whole lot of actual work happening during this time compared to what I was used to, you know, where I sit on my bed, I work through one book, I'm done, throw it off to the side, grab my math book, finish that, grab my history book, go through that, you know, and just kind of work through stuff. So, but yeah, right now there's not a whole lot. It usually takes like an hour or so. Another question from Homemaking Madeline. She asked, I admire you guys so much. We had originally talked about homeschooling, but now that my oldest is preschool age, I feel like I am inept to do so.
For me, preschool is like the best time to like test out homeschooling, because before they get into kindergarten, like you can just try it out and have like a little just trial period and see how you do, how your kid does, and see if you enjoy it and see if you can get into a routine with each other.
And you don't have to study what they're learning either, because you probably already know your alphabet and colors and things like
Counting,
that. So
calendar.
yeah. So if it's gonna be like your best shot at making it successful, like start with preschool, kindergarten, first grade, that kind of stuff.
And for me with doing that, it was just like getting the alphabet, a big huge alphabet to put on the wall.
Right there.
The school calendar over here.
Over there.
And I didn't even get my number chart. You don't need that for preschool because you'll count enough doing the calendar.
The calendar on the door over there?
Yeah.
Otis Kid asked a really good question. Asked, I have one question. Why not let your kids go to a real school instead of homeschooling them? One is because we believe that we are intended to be the primary leaders of our kids, primary influencers of them, and it's hard to be the primary influence in their life when they spend 7:30 to like, you know, when do they come back from school?
3.
Most of the day they're with, you know, they're around their peers, you know, and one teacher maybe, or several teachers, but most of the time the influence becomes their peers, and we want to be that primary influence in their life, and be able to not just be parents for them on weekends and some evenings, but
especially at such a young age when we're trying to like set a firm foundation for them.
Yeah. Part of it is also we like the freedom it gives us to be able to travel, to go do things.
Set our own schedule.
Since I'm self-employed, I have that freedom in my job and my business. So we, like today, like it's Thursday, right? And I just took the day off because I can. We went out on a date and did stuff, and we did, you know, had a lot of fun. And so as the kids get older, we want to have that freedom and flexibility to be able to take them with us and go do things and be able to travel, and just, you know, not, as soon as I feel like we put them in school, we turn over our life rhythm, the control of that, to someone else to completely determine what our life rhythm is. Yeah, and I don't really like that. And then other reasons include, like, we want to teach them spiritual things, Bible things also, that they definitely aren't going to get in public school. So there's things that we want to make a part of their curriculum that they wouldn't get, you know. I mean, there's Christian schools and stuff like that, but that costs a lot of money. But really, like, the other thing too is, like you mentioned earlier, is like you can send them to school to do all this stuff, like someone else is going to teach them, but then they come home with all this homework, and you're basically working with them at that time anyway. Like, and from what I understand, the homework you get is often basically the same thing you would have done with them if you were homeschooling them. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't seem like it saves a whole lot of time from what I've heard.
Another really fun part about homeschooling is getting to see your kids, like, get a concept and learn and grow. And to me, that's like a really fun thing to be able to see them like catch on to something, or like, I don't know, all those light bulb moments that somebody else would get to experience. It's really fun to be able to experience and see those firsthand.
And I think they like experiencing with us. It kind of like solidifies the relationship, you know, that we have together. And I just like
the trust there.
Yeah, I like incorporating learning into like our way of life, you know. Like we do sit down educational stuff, if you guys have seen, but I would say half of it is just, you know, when we're in the car and where we're driving and they're just spending time with us. You guys don't know this, but a few vlogs ago, Hannah edited the whole video. She did. Like, I was there helping her, and I had to help her with like crafting the story a little bit, but she made all the cuts. She deleted everything that didn't need to be in it, and she did the whole thing, you know. So it's like just moments like that, like we get to learn.
That's not something they offer in kindergarten.
No, but she wanted to do it, and so I was like, all right, let's do it. It took about 3 times longer to edit than it normally does, but again, the goal isn't necessarily efficiency. The goal is passing on skills and information and stuff to your kids, you know. So and the time spent together was well worth it.
I forgot to give you an update on my tooth, or my wisdom tooth extraction after the dentist office, because it was dinner time and my mind was focused on that at the point. And I found out, I went in because I felt like this little like piece of bone sticking out of my gum way in the back, and I just wanted to make sure like that was okay. But it went in, and that's fine. But what they found out was my gums were like really swollen and almost looking infected. And so what she did is, I have a little piece of gauze up in there right now to try to just calm everything down. And everything feels like it's not swollen anymore. Like when I went in, like it felt swollen. Like my mouth feels a whole lot smaller right now than it did when I went there. But they gave me some type of antibiotic like mouthwash stuff to squirt around my gums every night. And she said, hopefully my gums will start healing correctly now this week. I go back in another week, and if they're not healing correctly, they're going to scrape everything that's not doing good and pretty much start the healing process all over. She said they'll scrape everything off, and then it'll start bleeding like it did whenever they took my tooth out, and then we'll just start from the beginning. So hopefully we can take care of this, and I'm putting myself back on a liquid diet for a couple days.
So thank you for all your questions. There was plenty more, and we did read all of them. And for those of you guys who were suggesting like different homeschool resources for us, so thank you for suggesting all those. I'm going to check them out. And if you guys have any other questions you want to talk about, you know, it doesn't have to be homeschooling, marriage, family. I'm definitely looking forward to doing another one of those on our Facebook page with you guys. So if you haven't liked our Facebook page at facebook.com/schmovies, and click the little down arrow next to the like button to get notifications, so that the next day we just have like, I'm gonna hang out there all day, like, what do you guys want to talk about, and we'll just have one big conversation there. It should be fun. So like that, subscribe this first time here, and thanks for hanging out. Dan is tired, and we're gonna go to bed. See you later, bye. Next we get to do some reading. So first we're gonna review some letter sounds, and then we review some words together, and then some more words, and then we read a story. We talk about the story, and there's a picture hidden right underneath here that we reveal after we read the story. So Hannah's gonna read the story to you guys when we get to that part, okay?